potential to host a playoff game as we come down the stretch of the UFL season. It'll be Orlando ball, and the kickoff toward the sideline. And looking for room is Roland across the 25, got a block. Roland on the move across the 40 and down to the 43-yard line. A good field position to start for Jack Plummer, who's thrown for over 1,300 yards this year. And the one thing he has done very well is he has not put himself into trouble by throwing picks, only one pick all season.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch his development throughout this season. He's been a special quarterback in this league, and as long as they can get those center quarterback exchanges together, last week was his best game of the season.
From the 43-yard line on first down. Sean Corbin is the back. Plummer to throw. Looking to the left side, and it's incomplete. Elijah Badger, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down and 10. And for Jack Plummer, no picks in his last 143 attempts now. The former undrafted rookie with the Carolina Panthers in 2024, spent that year on the practice squad, and a young man who has designs on getting back to the National Football League level, as do most of the guys in the UFL, and Jack Plummer has really played a solid season here in the UFL.
Booty. Yeah, here we go.
2nd down and 10. Corbin again, the setback. And Corbin with the carry over the right side, and he's going to get a couple. Out near the 47-yard line, and Devin, your players to watch when Orlando has the ball.
Yeah, you look out for Elijah Badger and Chris Rowland. I call him Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside. Badger on the outside, he does his damage, and then Rowland on the inside. And then Quentin Newsom has been a playmaker on this defense. You got to know where he is at all time. And for Malik Fisher, you have to find a way to keep Plummer uncomfortable in that pocket.
3rd down and 8.
Place it on. We're good. Here we go. Orlando's up.
3rd and 8. Plummer to the 8. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Plummer is sacked. The pass rush gets to him, and Houston's defense forcing a 3-and-out.
Yeah, and this is how you make him uncomfortable. It's a party at the quarterback. They keep him contained because he's shown a propensity to be able to get outside the pocket, use his legs. They collapse down on him, and there is nowhere to go for Plummer.
Kenny Dyson now 2.5 sacks on the season, and they'll punt it away. 4th and 15, the 3-and-out pitched by that Houston defense. Good start for them as Jack Browning with the punt. Fair catch called for, can't make the play, and it'll bounce inside the 10 at the 5. And it's Houston with a 1st down.
And this is a huge mistake, Kevin. First call on the fair catch, and then catching it on the 1-yard line. That is not what Houston wants, especially with Deckers finally getting another opportunity after coming off of injury. This is the black zone now, Kevin. And the goal truly is to get 2 first downs, and you win the drill, because then you can punt the football away and flip the field. Hunter Deckers is looking for more, though.
Hunter Deckers, 275 yards into the line of scrimmage.
You good. How was it? Yeah.
He's just the linebacker just sitting right there. If you want to throw a kick, good.
Hey. Double left Alaska. On 180.
They picked up that flag.
Ready. 180. My God. What? Hey, rip belly. What? Rip belly, what?
Well, I'm saying you were the weak coach.
Hey, here we go. Friday time.
So 2nd down after they pick up the flag. And handoff up the middle, not much there. And Donnie Abraham's defense, a chance, Devin, to come up with a big stop here on 3rd and force a long field goal try.
Yeah, and they are a really good team on 3rd down. They're 1st in the league, just allowing 31.9% conversion rate, and that's where they make their money. They bend, but they don't break it on 3rd down. They hold their necks and stand tall.
Monday.
One of the best rush defenses in the UFL, the best scoring defense in the UFL. 3rd down and 10. As Deckers under some heat, gets rid of the football to avoid the sack. He had Caden Davis over the middle. That's a pretty good play by Deckers. If he takes that sack, Dev, There's no chance at a field goal.
Take a look at this spin move in the middle, just going back to Beckers, and Beckers has no chance because he thinks he's blocked, right? He's blocked initially, and then he gives a nice ballerina spin to get to the quarterback. Outstanding job by big number 97, Isaiah Mack.
So on comes John Hoyland for the field goal, try to give Houston the lead, a 55-yard attempt. And flags fly, movement early up front on 4th and 8.
You can't do that.
False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So back it up 5 more. It becomes 4th and 13, but the critical question is this. Does it move to an official 60-yard field goal try? If it does, it becomes a 4-point attempt for the Houston Gamblers. Waiting on the official distance, and it looks like they're going to spot it right at midfield, so this will be a try for 4 points. Hoyland's long is 59. This is from 60. This would be worth 4 if he makes it.
Kevin, could the undisciplined nature of your front 7 give you an extra point?
We're about to find out. On 4th down and 13, the 60-yard field goal try is wide right, no good. And Houston comes up empty. And what that means is Orlando.
And then my aunt, who's kind of like my mom as well. And happy Mother's Day, not only to the mothers that birth children, but the ones who take responsibility and become a mother figure for those they didn't birth.
Well said. Congrats to your 8th grade teacher for making it possible for you to say those words. See, that's what moms do. Even on a hot night where you're exhausted, they hold the fan on you and keep you cool so you can watch a football game on Mother's Day night. Because what mom doesn't want to watch some ball? I know my mom is watching, my wife is watching, the mom of my 2 children, and happy Mother's Day to them.
My godmom, Sonia Thomas, she's watching. Hey, Mom.
Hand off to Jayshon Corbin and a 1st down to the 35 as we go down to Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, talk about a home field advantage here. It's about 90 degrees down here in Houston, and it's extremely humid. Now, if you notice, the Gambler sideline is covered in shade. Meanwhile, Orlando's sideline is just out in the open sun. The sun's staring right at them. I've walked back and forth, and I would estimate it's about a 20 to 30 degrees difference in temperature down here in the shade on the Gambler sideline. We'll see if they can take advantage of that with more sustained drives.
Which is where all of Jake Butt's reports will originate from on the shady sideline tonight. Hope you didn't expect to hear much about Orlando. High toss, caught, yanked down inside the 5 and dragging defenders into the end zone. Elijah Badger taking Damon Arnett for a ride for 6.
This is so good by Plummer. You're going to see Badger coming into your screen from the right, but he fakes the opposite way, has to pump, relocate the football, and puts it on the face of Badger, and nice hands by him, but then it's all Badger. Strike. He's pulling him into the end zone. Outstanding job reloading that arm and making the throw perfect to Badger.
Left, middle, go left. Middle, go left.
Kevin, this is part of why they talked about we're not panicking, right? Because they know they are a good football team, especially offensively with their quarterback and wide receiver connections. That's Mr. Outside that scored that touchdown, Elijah Badger.
Yes.
And the extra point tacked on makes it 7-0. Jack, kitty side of the field, he's nowhere near the team that just scored the touchdown because he's got important things to report on from over there, Devin Gardner. You know he doesn't want to be covering
Kevin,
Orlando.
Listen, I'm just telling you, if he gets in the sun, the mic is going to slip out of his hand the entire game. He's the sweatiest man on the planet.
He does have a backup shirt today.
I've seen Jake in full sweats, like just sweating all over the place in 50-degree weather. I'm just telling you.
You guys were teammates. I'm sure you've seen it in all kinds of weather, and now ball off the tee for a 2nd time.
Yeah.
One last chance.
Hey, It's easy for you guys to crack jokes up in that air conditioning now, all right? It's hot down here.
Hey, all I know is that we cover both sides equally unless one is in 30-degree warmer sunlight. From the 5-yard line. Here come the Gamblers on the return and twisted down short of the 30 is Lawrence Keys III. Well, the quarterback carousel has been on full swing this season for Houston. Week 1, it was Nolan Henderson. He got benched for Hunter Deckers. Week 2, Deckers got injured. Henderson got the win. He was hurt. How about Week 3? Taulia Tagovailoa got the start. Week 4, Taulia and Henderson both played in a loss. Week 5, all Henderson in a win. Last week, Henderson and Taulia both left with injuries. Now Taulia no longer on the squad. Today it's Hunter Deckers. Expect to see John Rice Plumlee as well in this game. Deckers on first down, a strike for another first down and a pickup of 11 to Jalen Moreno-Cropper. And there is John Rice Plumlee, who has yet to play this season. You see his numbers at UCF. He was just on the Steelers roster. And Kevin Sumlin was very excited about these are the two quarterbacks that they had originally envisioned for their team. They drafted them 1-2, and you can see why he likes Deckers. Deckers is making plays, he's avoiding pressure, and he's finding open receivers like Jalen White under some heat to get the first down.
Creativity is a part of his skill set. You can see him reverse out, and then he gives a little jump pass with the left hand going right. And a nice catch there by White to snag that ball that was a bit behind him and pick up a first down.
And he gets 13 yards on the play. Deckers back to the air and to the sideline again for Jalen Moreno-Cropper. It's about half the yardage he needed on his way towards the 40-yard line, and it's second down.
You can see on that last play, Hunter Deckers is the bigger quarterback, nice and strong. However, he's got a little bit of a nimble asset to his game, and he used it on that last play to pick up a first down. Remember, that shoulder was injured a few weeks ago. How healthy is he when he gets hit? He hasn't been hit to this point in the game.
Well, he couldn't come in last week when they needed their third quarterback with that shoulder and a burst up the middle for a first down for Marcus Yarns. And Kevin Sumlin told us this week, he said, this week the original plan is back in place. We drafted these guys 1 and 2. We've got two healthy quarterbacks that haven't really had a lot of time on task in the system. Deckers has been here, but he hasn't had a lot of time to practice because of the injuries. And an incomplete pass, just his second of the evening. And it's 2nd and 10, and Eric Price with a call.
Pass reported Z Flutie Sting. Z to flood left stack. Pass reported Z Flutie Sting.
Pistol.
From the pistol on 2nd and 10.
Oh, well. Ready. Why not?
Now it's 2nd and 10. Deckers with pressure in his face throws that one away, and it's 3rd and 10 as we listen into the play call.
Here we go. Come on. We're good.
11 personnel.
11.
We're going to go Trey right open bunch. F right. 22 F read X Denver. Trey right open bunch.
F right 22. F Denver.
right.
X read on 180.
22 F read X Denver.
Monday. Ready. Why not?
Deckers with a completion for the first down. Stood in there. Good pickup by his line with that pressure coming, Devin Gardner, and he found Justin Hall to move the chains.
Absolutely. There's so much cushion and space between he and the defender that first down is picked up, and he didn't even have to get yards after the catch. So if you're Orlando, you want to choke up on these wide receivers and make it a little more difficult than that. Nice pickup by Deckers.
First down, another completion. Deckers getting a lot done on first down as Eric Price calls the play.
And this is what I saw when I went to practice a couple weeks ago. He's able to throw the football.
One to Indy. Trey left, same run, one to Indy.
9 for 12, 105 yards for Deckers in this first quarter. Down 7-0, but on the move. 9th play of the drive. And a timeout. Believe Orlando only had 10 men on
Orlando
the field.
has called their first charge timeout. 30 seconds in length.
Okay.
Play out. He's our nickel.
And Kevin, they're having a hard time stopping this offense with 11. So if they're going to stop the Gamblers from getting end zone, I imagine they would need to get that extra guy on the field.
Well, it's been impressive to see what Houston has done, at least early, against a defense in Orlando that has been consistently atop the UFL in almost every category this year.
Yeah, when you're watching Hunter Dekkers operate, you can kind of see why he was a high pick for this team and why they had so much confidence in him. If he can stay healthy, he is a really good option, one of the better quarterbacks because of his ability to not only throw the football down the field and push it down the field, but also his ability to create with his legs and be an active runner in the offense.
Ready.
First down and 10. Not much up the middle for Jalen White as we check in with Jake Butt.
Guys, just to go back to the weather, I think these longer sustained drives really favor the Gamblers' offense, and especially going forward in this game. For Orlando, there's just no escaping this sun. Even in between drives, they're going back to their sideline where the sun is beating down on them. The Gamblers really have a chance to wear on this Orlando defense early.
This report coming from the shaded sideline. Second down and 10. To the sideline, it is caught and out of bounds at the 5. Goes Lawrence Keys the third, and it'll touchdown.
Yeah, and a lot of times you think you go RPO and allow Dekkers to get on the edge and run. However, you want to protect him from getting hit unnecessarily, right? So I would go to RPO where you block the end, and it's either a handoff to the running back or a pass to a wide receiver.
Inside the 2, they can get that first down.
Leo.
Dekkers to the end zone. It's deflected away. Brandon Sebastian got a hand on it to keep it out of the midst of Jalen Moreno-Cropper, and it's fourth down.
I mean, this guy's got to have
For a much shorter field goal try than the 60-yarder earlier for John Hoyland. And Houston with 3 on the board. So a 7-3 ball game, 1:28 remaining in this.
waiting with anticipation.
Here we go. Sit on. 180. What's up?
First down. The carry for Elijah Dotson goes nowhere. Excellent penetration into the backfield. And it's a big man doing some skipping right there. The tackle made by Rashard Lawrence.
Yeah, they're off the ball so quickly into the backfield as soon as this play starts, and there's nowhere for the runner to go.
Here we go. Sit on. 180. What's up?
On second down, Andy Levin. Again on the ground, and not much up the middle, pushing it to the 33-yard line. And a third and long coming up for Orlando.
You saw on the last drive, it was pass play, pass play. This drive, they're trying to establish that run game.
Serpent on 2. Ready? Tuesday. Oh, you good?
The guys they like to go to, Roland, Hamler, Badger. If you're Jack Plummer, you've got a multitude of options. Here's Badger down here at the bottom of your screen.
What's up?
Third and 8. Plummer looking to throw, and Plummer floating it toward the sideline a little too far for the diving Cam Camper, and that is going to take us to the end of quarter number 1. A punt coming up for the Orlando Storm, and a quick offensive series for Orlando. After 1, the Houston Gamblers at home, but trailing 7-3. Have you with us alongside Devin Gardner with Jake Butt, our entire Fox Sports crew. I'm Kevin Kugler, Dean Blandino in our replay center. If we need any rules advice, he's got it for us. We start the second quarter with a punt. Jack Browning to punt it away, and a really quick turnaround. Orlando's offense with 2 3-and-outs in their 3 possessions tonight. And a bobble on the punt return. Not much space after that bobble. And Lawrence Keys, the third, fortunate to keep the possession for Houston.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I don't think he's looking into the sun. I just think he loses sight of the football. But how about Cam Camper, the wide receiver, coming down and making a play on special teams?
Hey, trips right, Liz belly shock,
So this defense of Orlando's got to go right back out there, Devin Gardner, on a very hot night in Houston and try to deal with Hunter Deckers in this offense once more.
And the question is, are the big guys in the inside, those are the guys that are going to suffer the most. Are they able to stay stout and stop this run game from getting going?
Major will test them, and on play one, they certainly are stout. The most stout Isaiah Mack, who met Major for no gain.
6'1", 318 pounds. This heat is not affecting him. That's multiple plays made already today.
St. Louis Battlehawk Isaiah Mack out of Tennessee. Played 25 career NFL games. Started once, originally an undrafted pickup by the Titans in 2019. Second down and 10 from the 15-yard line for Deckers. That one's intercepted, and it'll be a walk-in touchdown. DJ James takes it to the house for the Storm.
I mean, he never even backs up. He stays flat-footed, and he's breaking on that football before it's even thrown. Outstanding job by number 14 in white, James.
Well, and it begs the question now, Devin, do we see John Rice Plumlee in the next series for Houston?
And so let's get a little deeper into football here, Kevin. That's a quick throw, and there was no wasted movement from Hunter Deckers. So the question asked, is the arm strong enough yet? Does he have the velocity? Because that's one thing that Hunter Deckers has, is velocity, and that just doesn't usually happen. Is the velocity there to continue to make these throws with an antsy, aggressive defense?
Orlando with 3 offensive possessions, a 3-play touchdown drive, and 2 3-and-outs. And yet you look at the scoreboard, and Orlando taking it to the house with a pick-6 and a 14-3 lead. His first action and gets a pick-6 in his first game in the UFL this season.
And Kevin, when you read 3-step, they know that they don't want Hunter Deckers holding the football with his injury history. They want to get that ball out quick. That's great instincts there by DJ James.
On the return of a burst and a hole and a move and inside the 45 before Jalen Moreno Cropper is finally caught. He has a 93-yard return for a touchdown this year. Nearly popped his second.
Anytime you don't really have to break stride, that's perfect lanes created by the receiving team. He is just sprinting through the open cavities and almost breaks it for a touchdown.
Avery Young saving the day for the Orlando Storm, but excellent field position now for the Houston Gamblers on offense, and it stays Hunter Deckers at quarterback.
Just a returner's dream, just not breaking stride, running the 200-meter dash.
So from the 44 on first down, Deckers will go back to the air, over the middle, and a catch made on the run. And out of bounds, a good gain on the play, and it'll bring up another first down.
Good timing here. You're going to get a breaking route. Hunter Deckers off of the play action, waits for it to clear, hits him in that third window. A perfectly thrown ball that allows him to not only catch the football, but get down on the ground and get a little bit more with the yards after catch.
Should be a big one.
So when will we see John Rice Plumlee? We've speculated that perhaps it would have been after that pick. But John Rice Plumlee still looking on. Remember, he's only been here a few days. There has not been a lot of time to get acclimated into this system.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision to not go with him after Deckers throws an interception, because Deckers is playing well, right? He had that mistake, but he's playing really good football, and you don't want him to think he's punished for throwing an interception.
And Deckers on the slant, plucked out of the air, and inside the 10, it'll be first and goal.
Hey, Trey left. Liz gut.
And this linebacker vacates. The ball comes out. Linebacker vacates, put it right where he's going to leave from. A perfect throw by Deckers.
Ready. Ready. Not.
On first and goal. And down near the 5-yard line, makes it second down.
So as you get down in here tight,
Upright rail, double cross. I want to rail.
we've seen Houston have success with the RPO, but you hear that double cross. That means you're going to get guys crossing across the field.
Ready. Ready. Not.
On second and goal. Deckers gonna run. And now throws, and it's dropped. Justin Hall was right there, and Deckers saw him late, put it right on his hands.
Yeah, he put it right on his hands, and this is difficult for a wide receiver. Is the quarterback going to run? Is he going to throw? Is he going to run? Is he going to throw? Then he pops it to you late. You have to make the play, but think about this at home. If Hunter Deckers does not have that shoulder injury in the past, does he run and go get that? I've seen him do it a number of times in the past. That's something to think about as this game continues.
On third and goal, Deckers. He'll run this time, and Deckers will take it in for the touchdown. He didn't run on second and goal. He decides to do it himself on third and goal, and the Gamblers strike for 6.
I mean, this is really impressive by Hunter Deckers, continuing to find a way to escape even being touched in this football game. He has not been touched by the other team. He does a nice job there getting on the edge and finding the pylon. Great speed and a great answer for a pick 6 on the previous drive.
But credit Jalen Moreno-Cropper, that terrific return on the kickoff. Set him up with good field position and a nice bounce-back drive for Hunter Deckers to put him into the end zone for 6. Hoyland's extra point makes it a 14-10 game, and 11:28 remaining in this second quarter. The long kick.
And Kevin, that's exactly what you want. The end of May, going into June, the games matter.
Rowland from the goal line as Rowland able to spin away from contact and find room on the sideline. Chris Rowland on the run, and a big return for Rowland out of bounds near the 30 of Houston.
Now, Kevin, contrary to what we saw from Moreno-Cropper, this isn't just a sprint. There has to be some shiftiness involved, and he does a really nice job of eluding defenders, and then he is off to the races. I think people know, if they've heard any game that I've called with Chris Rowland, he is the best weapon that this league has, and he showed a great example of why on that return.
Started from the 166 yards later. It's on the 33-yard line of Houston, first down.
He can rush it, he can catch it. The only thing we haven't seen him do is throw it. Just saw him returning.
Elijah Dotson for 1.5 yards as we go down to Jake Button.
All right, Hunter, after that interception, it was a nice job bouncing back with the touchdown. Take me through your mindset and how you were able to bounce back.
Yeah, that just falls into your preparation. I mean, that's one bad play. That doesn't define how the game's going to go. There's a lot of game left. So I just had to come back next drive and do exactly what I've been doing the whole game. That's just taking what they give me. I did a pretty good job at that.
You've looked really comfortable out there, making plays with your legs, making plays outside of the pocket. What are you seeing out there on the field?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're kind of doing what they've kind of shown on film. A lot of one-high stuff, a lot of man, rolling late to 3. But I mean, it's just they're a good football team, so we just got to stay disciplined.
Awesome. Thank you. Good stuff.
Meanwhile, Orlando trying to take advantage of their excellent kickoff return, as Deckers and the Gamblers did a moment ago, Devin. They've got a first down in the red zone.
Yes, they do. And that last play by Jake Plummer was really nice, finding the running back on a Texas route, Elijah Dotson. He's played 4 NFL games, so he had some experience at the next level.
All right, Jack Plummer and this Orlando offense on the move.
Come on, Colin. Get set. Hurry, sit on.
So Matt Corral is in at the running back position, and a timeout is used by Orlando.
Orlando has
Let's
called
listen
their
into the Orlando huddle. You saw that play clock winding down, and with Matt Corral in the backfield, something sneaky happening here.
Yeah, it looked like some trickeration brewing. You know something interesting, Kevin? The two backups in this football game, Matt Corral and John Rice Plumlee. John Rice Plumlee was a backup at Ole Miss for one Matt Corral.
A bit of confusion right now on the Orlando sideline.
Going back.
John Rice Plumlee got a lot of opportunity at Ole Miss once Matt Corral was injured, and then they battered it out the next year, and he lost the job. So they know each other very well. But if I'm Matt Corral, I'm very upset because my opportunity is gone.
That's 1st and 10. That play clock just got that snap off before the play clock, and up the middle on 1st and 10 down near the 13.
Give me 10, give me 10, give me 10.
Thompson with the play call.
Give me Gun Valley left.
Outstanding.
Gun Valley left, 12 Willie, C Cloud.
In his first opportunity calling plays, he has done a really nice job leading what is one of the best offenses in all of the UFL. He deserves a ton of credit. We give a lot to Jack Plummer, of course, and head coach Anthony Beck, but Colin Thompson getting his opportunity and making good with it.
180! What's up?
2nd and 5, and short of the first down. Colin Thompson again.
Gun dose right F surge 352 Y Saturn X Raven. Gun dose right F surge 352 Y Saturn X Raven.
Here we go, here we go. Gun dose right, F surge 352. What's X Saturn? No, Saturn Raven. I want Raven. Saturn Raven. Tighten down, KJ. Here we go.
3rd and 4.
Sit on. 180. What's up?
Plummer under pressure is sacked again, back at the 21-yard line. That pocket collapsing on Jack Plummer, and the first man there was Richard Lawrence.
And Kevin, it's the lane integrity. Everybody's standing in their lanes, so there's nowhere for Jack Plummer to go. He wants to get the ball out quickly. They're there. They take it away in a nice big man dance. Oh, wait.
Christopher Allen was a little more subdued. He also got there, but when Richard Lawrence is showing off his steps, nobody can overshadow him. 37-yard try for Michael Lance to tack 3 on the board, and they didn't get the snap in time. Flags fly, and a delay of game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Boy, that's a critical error, Devin. Now a 42-yard try. This is no chip shot.
Yeah, absolutely, and I want to go back to Richard Lawrence. Don't you think that's what he's saying when he does that dance? Ooh-wee! You know, hands out, legs up.
I tried to read lips, but the helmet kind of blocked it, so I'll just take your word for it.
There you go.
First Orlando penalty, and now officially a 41-yard try. And the kick by Lance is good, and it's 17-10. 7-point lead. What did he say doing this dance? Devin giving us absolutely no clues. They both have their helmets on, so I guess we'll figure it out in mere seconds.
Yeah, Kevin, and the plan, I believe, was to get Plumlee in early, but because of that big 6, you can't just take your quarterback out. You got to allow him to go back out there, so this may be the series we see John Rice Plumlee.
That return originated from the 5, and no chance to get it going this time with Avery Young making a play, and it's Hunter Deckers again, and Deckers leading them to a touchdown his last time out.
I mean, he's making it really difficult for John Rice Plumlee to get an opportunity. And you heard him talk to Jake Book and say that this didn't bother him. And the reason is the evidence from the beginning of the game. He comes back out, he makes throw after throw after throw. That entire next drive was on his arm and his legs. He finishes it off by getting the edge for a touchdown.
Ready.
So now without the benefit of the short field, working from the 24-yard line. Deckers on the slant with a good strike and backing his way down near midfield as Lawrence keys the 3rd.
He's got eyes on the slot defender right here. If he doesn't move, he can put that ball right behind him. He doesn't move, and he puts it behind him. A perfectly thrown ball by Hunter Deckers.
And nice moves by Marcus Major. And Major with a major league run all the way down to the 28-yard line.
such a nice job here. Watch him get underneath the rusher, and then he gets around the rusher, and then he bounces this ball that was supposed to go to the left out to the right side for a big gain for the Gamblers.
Began his career at Oklahoma, finished up at Minnesota. And Deckers jumping that pass out to the left side for Moreno Cropper, who's down near the 17-yard line. Close to another Houston first down, and this offense clicking right now.
So what you're seeing is an infuse of RPO, heavy RPO. So if I'm the Orlando defense, you've got to start to get hands on these wide receivers and try to disrupt the timing of the RPO and to make those linemen get downfield so he can't make the throw if he were to pull the ball out from the running back.
2nd and 1. And a first down to the 14-yard line. Deckers is showing, like Kevin Sumlin said, he felt better about this quarterback situation than he has at any point this year. He had 2 guys that he had drafted 1-2. This was the original plan, to have these 2 guys manning the position.
And you can see his skill set is perfect for this offense. He's able to use his legs to create, and he's throwing really nice football.
First down and 10, the run up the middle, and the ball is out. A jarring hit, forcing it out, and a fumble recovery for Orlando. Coughed up by Marcus Yarns, and pouncing on it is Keyshawn Banks.
Helmet right through it.
What a hit on this play to jar it loose. Shoulder on ball, Banks on ball. Orlando with the ball when we return. Dominated this game, yet they're down a touchdown.
Yeah, it's not even close, honestly, but that's why we love football, because if you turn the football over, it puts you in positions that you don't want to be in. And that's kind of like what Orlando dealt with last week.
2nd and 9. The handoff and a hole for Trey Stewart, and Stewart out of bounds across the 25-yard line. That's a first down for Orlando, and a gaping hole on the right side.
Perfectly executed, trying to get to that space. That offensive line moves everybody out of the way. The running back doesn't even have to do anything. It's similar to the kick return we saw early. He doesn't even break stride as he races down the field for a first down.
15 yards later, it is that first down, and another opportunity for Stewart, nets in 3 more.
Oh no, 10 purple, 10 purple. 10 purple.
I'm gonna get to it. Right here, I got you, Matt.
Here we go. Hey, gun Dalton right nasty. Fat surge. 63. Y Ohio X knife. On one, right? Other side, other side, other side. Nasty, nasty. Here we go. Sit on. 180. What's up?
Homer has to check it down to Stewart, and Stewart with a first down as he tiptoes down that sideline, and we go down to the sideline and Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, before this drive started, Coach Anthony Beck was really not happy about the heat down on this sideline, and now I'm standing in the sun on the Orlando sideline. He really has a strong case to make. It's like, when you cross the field, it's like walking into an oven. There's a stagnant air. There's much more of a breeze even in the shade on the Houston sideline, and you're just baking in the sun down here on the Orlando sideline.
Did you notice, Devin, that we didn't get a shot of Jake actually in the sun on that sideline? He says he's there.
We need proof.
I didn't see any proof of that. And nothing doing for Sam Wiglusz. Look at that there. Oh my gosh, there he is. It's true.
Hold on, 10 orange. Sorry, Sam.
And the sweat is flowing.
I was about to say, Jake, I don't see the discoloration in your shirt just yet, so you're not working hard enough.
353 wrong.
Well, I mean, he just got there, Devin. Give him 3 minutes in the sun.
Who's that?
If he stays that long.
As you were speaking, he was jogging across the field is what you're saying.
He's gone. He's no longer there. Cameras off and out.
180! What's up?
On 2nd and 10. Over to the sideline, and the catch made by Cam Camper out near the 40-yard line. We were talking with Anthony Becht about Cam Camper, and he had some great things to say. He said he understood our conversation after camp. I gave him a plan of action. he got his chance, and every day he came out with a purpose. It really just shows that when at the beginning of camp things don't go your way and you're not in the rotation, you keep working and you can earn an opportunity.
Yeah, that's really nice, strong hands. That's a very scary throw there by Plummer. That's exactly what we saw from the Orlando defense. Kerry Vincent Jr. reading quick game and breaking on that football right away.
36. And diving attempt by Wigless, can't pull it in. A throw that was just a little bit long as Plummer tried to connect with his roommate Sam Wigless.
Yeah, that's the right guy to go to in single high coverage. You want to try to get to those seams if it's zone coverage. He tries to get there, but just wasn't fine enough with the throw.
2-minute warning has says every man for himself.
You guys were wondering if I was sweating. I had to dry off my shirt. Just a few minutes in the sun, I had to dry off my shirt.
Hey, Kevin, I'm just letting you know, the referees aren't giving any pumps until Anthony Beck is no longer tired and thirsty.
All I know is I don't want to stand downwind from Jake Butt and that fan in any scenario today. Stopped near the 35-yard line. Coming up, the Progressive halftime show, and as Hunter Deckers comes out to try to finish this half, our first half stats and analysis. We'll take a look around the UFL. Really busy and important weekend in the league this weekend. We'll catch you up on everything that happened. That's coming up on the Progressive halftime show. Deckers 15 of 21, 183. The difference in this game is that pick 6 for DJ James.
Monday.
Remember, Houston won the toss and elected to defer, so they've got a chance to double up here with still all 3 timeouts. First down and 10 at the 35. Deckers had all day, just nobody open. What good coverage downfield, Devin Gardner.
It never came out.
Hey, and you want to know why there's nowhere to throw the football? Because of the big fella, Isaiah Buggs. Watch him get up out of his stance. He's in coverage. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Oh, no. I got you. What a defensive effort by big number 96 in white.
Ready.
Second down and 10. What a sick throw from Deckers, and into Orlando territory for the first down goes John Trey Kirkland.
I mean, such a nice throw. As soon as he turns around, that football is on his shoulder pads. Outstanding timing from Deckers to Kirkland.
First down and 10. Looking for points before halftime, and he finds his big tight end rumbling down near the 37-yard line. First catch for Armani Rogers tonight.
If you're Hunter Deckers, you have to know you can continue to move this football, but protecting the ball is of the utmost importance. Their last drive was derailed, not by him, but by losing the football. Protect the football at all costs. Try to get this ball down to where you can get points.
9 different receivers in this first half, under a minute to play until halftime.
Ready.
Second down and a yard. Deckers, he'll just scramble for the first down. He tried to awkwardly slide. He took the hit, came up looking for a flag. It's hard to blame Daquan Jackson. That was an awkward-looking slide.
30 seconds in lane.
And to me, it looks like he's committed before he slides, right? He's already trying to make the tackle before he goes down. So as long as he doesn't hit him in the head or neck area, I think that's a legal play.
I give you a hit, you're fine. I give you a hit, but I said be ready for hits and pumps.
And also, he doesn't try to kill him, right? He tries to hold up a bit. I think that's a fair job by the referees to not throw a flag.
I would agree, and you saw Daquan Jackson at the end. He was even patting him a little bit, like, I hope you're okay.
Yeah. I don't know if that helps. Hey, knock him out. Hey, but are you okay?
You asked nicely. All right, 2 timeouts, 46 seconds remaining. Devin Gardner, what's the urgency level you're looking for as a quarterback?
Hitch pump.
So if you're Houston, you have to know that you have 2 timeouts. So the middle of the field is not off limits, but you just heard that call from Deckers. All go, hitch pump on the outside, right? So that pump aspect is a hitch here, and then he goes up the field to try to entice those defensive backs to be aggressive.
First down and 10. Deckers forced to roll and throw again, and he'll just throw that away. 2nd and 10, 38 seconds left until halftime.
So take a look here. He wanted that very thing, the hitch and go, but the defensive backs are all over it. Very nice job by Nate Brooks, like we talked about, a player to watch, who's in because Micah Abraham, the usual starting corner, is not with the team.
11. Monday. Ready.
10 for the Gamblers. And Decker's another strike for a first down. Down to the 23-yard line. Move the chain.
I would save my time out here.
They do that.
I would save my time out and just roll.
Got it quickly. Good efficiency from Deckers. Now on first down has to check it short. It's Major.
Timeout here.
And there is the timeout used at the 13-yard line. 18 seconds remaining.
Houston has called their second charge
Houston
timeout.
uses their second timeout. Still
away.
18 seconds, Dev. One timeout remaining. Let's listen in as to what they've got to say here before this first down play.
I got you. Are you keeping it skinny or across?
Everybody just worried about getting that water that Jake Butzman tried to find down there all first half.
So,
Kevin, you have multiple shots at the end zone here, but like I talked about, you still have one timeout, so you don't have to avoid the middle of the field. If you do complete a pass inbound for first down, you can still
27.
call a timeout. And so they call all go special with a halfback option, right? So you're going to get verticals down the field, and then the running back is going to have an option of a two-way go.
First and 10. Deckers down the sideline. A leaping attempt is incomplete. Could not connect with one of his favorite targets tonight, the 9th time that Moreno Cropper has been targeted.
Yeah, and that's a really nice throw. It's outside, away from the defensive back, and Moreno Cropper almost brings it in with his fingertips, but just can't finish the play.
27th play coming in Orlando territory in this first half for Houston. Second down and 10. Looking for space and not much there. And now they've got to use that last timeout with 7 seconds to play until halftime.
Houston has called their third and final charge timeout of the half, 30 seconds.
Yeah, they've cut it really close. I don't feel super comfortable with another play before you kick a field goal. However, 7 seconds is enough time for a shot at the end zone, but a conversation has to be had with Deckers. Hey, we cannot hold the ball. We cannot run around. We have to get this ball out quickly so we preserve points.
I can go out there, snap it, throw it out of bounds. It'll take it all the way out. Field goal!
And they're bringing the field goal unit out. You heard Hunter Decker say, I go out there, I can snap it, I can throw it out of bounds.
Get us to 4 seconds, so let's kick a field goal in no time. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a really smart
Nah, we'll have a dude out there and he'll just run it out
there by Deckers. And the thing is, it's kind of a trust thing where do I trust you to do that and not want to make a play? I don't think they do, so they're going to make sure that they try to get points here.
And then hope that you don't have a big kickoff return on the other end.
But you love that Deckers is thinking the game, right? He's not just out there playing. He's thinking the game, and though he wouldn't have been able to complete a pass, that is a great thought, and I agree, because like you said, a big return could happen, and now you put yourself in a position where you lose opportunities to go into the half and have the points.
So Orlando using their final timeout to get reorganized before this field goal try. Deckers in the first half, 20 of 29, 233 yards. He's thrown for 275 in his 2 games prior this season. And a 29-yard field goal attempt for John Hoyland. Hoyland's kick is going to make it a 4-point game and still 3 seconds to play until halftime. 17-13 now. Orlando's lead is down to 4. And you see what the 2 quarterbacks have done. Jack Plummer hasn't had very many opportunities They've only been able to run 21 plays compared to 41 for Houston in the first half.
Yeah, Hunter Deckers is essentially stealing a page out of Jack Plummer's book. He is highly efficient and still keeping himself out of harm's way. The ball is out. There's no real opportunity for the rush to get to him. He's playing really good football right now.
Oh, I know. On yours, you're saying? Oh, yeah, no, I'm good.
3 seconds until halftime, and this was what Hunter Deckers was worried about.
Jump over something?
Is this kickoff, why he wanted to go out and throw the ball out of bounds and burn 3 seconds so they wouldn't have to kick it off.
Yeah, they kicked the ball in the air and giving up big returns, so you expect that they'll try to do a form of a squib kick to get this ball bouncing around and allow that coverage to get down the field.
But remember, it has to reach the landing zone. It'll do that by plenty from the 12-yard line. And the return across the 40 takes us to halftime with a 17-13 lead. And Jake Butt is with Anthony Bennett.
Coach, a couple red zone stops, a couple key turnovers. It was your defense that was the difference there in the first half. What stood out to you about that unit?
Well, you know, bend don't break, right? It's a hot day. We got to try to find a way to stop them in the 20s. Offensively, I'd like to get some more first downs, put some drives together. I mean, we've been effective. We had a couple big special teams play. We feel like that sets us apart from other teams. We took advantage of that. But, you know, we just got to kind of dial in, get a little bit better on first down so we can get a better opportunity to get the sticks moved so we don't have to get our defense back in the field.
The heat is definitely noticeable on your sideline. How big of a factor has that been so far in the game?
I mean, you know, we're on this side. We got to deal with it. We probably got another 30 minutes before it goes down. I mean, we're doing our best here. We got, you know, try to do the best going with the numbers we have and the water bottles that we have and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, hopefully it won't be an issue here in the second half.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
All right, Jake, thanks so much. It's time for tonight's big move, brought to you by Pods, and it's the difference in this game. DJ James signed Thursday, pick 6 on Sunday. DJ James with the pick 6. That's the big move for this Orlando Storm defense tonight. And that big move by DJ James, moving in front of the pass and moving it into the end zone, giving Orlando the edge at halftime. 17-13, the Storm with the lead over the Gamblers, who played a very solid first half for this Gamblers squad.
I don't know, Kevin. I think you're underselling it as solid. Maybe the pick 6 brings it down to solid, but he has been so good, especially for a guy who hasn't played. They've been in that RPO bag. They've been heavily in the RPO, but it hasn't just been RPO, right? He gets on the outside, he starts to make a play here on this RPO, but then the downfield passing, he's been able to get through his reads and have pinpoint accuracy downfield. He has been extremely impressive. The question is, can he continue it here in the second half?
Yeah.
232 yards, no touchdowns. The pick 6, a big one. Houston outgaining Orlando by 201 yards. Orlando going 0 for 4 on third down, yet they lead 17-13. It will be Houston ball after winning the toss and electing to defer. Hunter Deckers and the Gamblers are going to get a shot to try to grab the lead to start this third quarter. He's also got 10 yards rushing and that rushing touchdown. So there's been a lot to like from this Houston Gamblers offense. Jake Butt is down on the field with head coach Kevin Sumlin.
Coach, your quarterback Hunter Deckers with an impressive first half. What stood out to you about his play?
Well, you know, we just got to settle down and be consistent. You know, we moved the ball as good as we've moved it all year, and which is credit to him and the offense, but you know, 2 turnovers and 1 pick 6. So we you know, we got to be able to overcome those things and hang on to the football in the second half. When we do that, we'll be all right.
How do you finish drives with touchdowns?
That's exactly right. Well, first we had fumble and going in, and then you know, we ran one in, but yeah, certainly you know, we've got to take advantage of some looks that we just talked about at halftime. So.
Thank you.
Wait. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Thanks, Coach.
Kevin Sumlin with the late save. He was told to wish a happy Mother's Day to everybody. He's like, oh, wait, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, he's going to get in trouble.
It's a veteran coach. That's a veteran move right there. Knowing what to do and when to do it. So now Hunter Deckers and this offense. So much to like if you're Kevin Sumlin about that offense in the first half, but he's right, it all comes down to finishing, and what he doesn't like is the fact that he's down 4 on the scoreboard. But Dev, you look at this matchup, and you look at this game, it means so much to both of these teams. For Orlando, a chance to be in that 3-way tie and be right in the mix to host a playoff game. For Houston, it puts them right in the mix of making the playoffs, would put them into a 4-way tie battling for that final playoff spot with Birmingham, Louisville, and Dallas going into the last 3 weeks of this season.
What I can't help but realize is that Houston, Louisville, Birmingham, all teams that change quarterbacks and are having great success offensively.
And return across the 30-yard line is where Deckers and company will start after the Caden Davis return, and Hunter Deckers with 232 yards. Jalen Moreno-Cropper's been the favorite target, along with Lawrence Keys. 10 combined catches between those two receivers.
The question for Orlando defensively, do you start to get hands on these wide receivers like I talked about in the first half to start to disrupt the timing of these RPOs, because they are killing your defense right now.
On first down and 10. And Marcus Yarns takes it out near the 33, a pickup of 2, and it's second down and 8. Donnie Abraham and that Orlando defense.
Flex formation.
On that first snap, you saw man-to-man coverage, right, with those defensive backs up in man, so you can dedicate a lot of guys to the box, stop the run, and then you can also be there for those RPO routes.
Ready. Ready.
On second and 8, in trouble, and has to just throw this ball to the sideline. Coming back to help out his quarterback in a smart way was Caden Davis. He saw Deckers was in trouble, Dev, and he got over there and made a play for positive yardage.
And it's not often that you get out of the grasp of big number 96 Isaiah Buggs, but that's exactly what happens here. He holds them off and somehow finds the way to make a play down the field. Now, I will caution you. The leading causes of interceptions, desperately avoiding a sack. You don't want to desperately avoid sacks and just throw the ball up. But that time, he didn't pay for it.
Deckers chased again. And Deckers trying to get the first down, but he ran into Lawrence Keys to the 3rd, and I think Keys kept him from first down yardage. A yard short for Deckers.
I think you're absolutely right, Kevin. A part of that was Nate Brooks doing a nice job of being stout against Keys, not allowing him to block, and he kind of shucks him right into the runner. Watch here, number 26, he's right there, and he pushes him into Deckers, forcing him out of bounds just before the first down and forcing a punt. Really nice play there by Brooks.
No question. The Orlando defense does its job, and the punt team on. Michael Rivers with the first punt of his night. And a 3-and-out pitched by Orlando out of the locker room. Just the way Anthony Beck wanted to start this. Now his special teams. Fielding the punt at the 5-yard line is Roland. He's such a weapon, but able to break free from first contact and can't get away from the second. And Orlando's going to start buried in their own end for Jack Plummer. Threw for 67 yards and a score in some limited time in the first half. Again, only 21 total offensive plays in half number 1.
Because Hunter Deckers was on the field more, we haven't gotten a chance to talk about Jack Plummer and his efficiency. He's been efficient all season. He was even efficient in that first half as well. Just like you said, didn't have a bunch of opportunities.
Lock in, bro. No, sit on! 180! Wait, sit on! This is big. Hey, we're good. Orlando, set!
The 6-yard line on first down. Not much there for Jay-Sean Corbin as we check in with Jake Butt.
Yeah, guys, obviously heat was a big story to follow there in the first half. Probably won't be the case here in the second half. As you see, the whole field is covered in shade and both sidelines are covered in shade. The temperatures dropped a good 10, 20 degrees.
Well, it's interesting because when you look at Orlando at home, their home sideline is in the sun on their home field as well, but it does hit a little different in Houston.
And Jake, I don't want you down there drinking any water. Water is for washing blood off the uniform, and you don't get blood on our uniform.
Second and 7. And again, a couple up the middle for Corbin. And a third down coming up for Orlando.
All right now, Kevin, what movie was that from? Come on.
Come on, stay together.
Coach Boone.
Wide short to gun, belly left.
There we go.
I thought that was our college strength staffs when they said we couldn't drink water during off-season conditioning.
That is a real rule. You're absolutely right. They wouldn't let us drink water in the weight room. Ridiculous.
I didn't want to go into a Michigan thing with the two of you.
That's a story for another time.
3rd and 4. Plummer in trouble, and Plummer cannot connect with Corbin. Good push up the middle. Nowhere for Plummer to go, and that Houston defense with an excellent answer.
I hate to sound repetitive, but the ability to keep the passer in the pocket. A perfectly done job by that front seven, and then it forces you to desperately avoid a sack. You do that, and it's almost a pick six. Orlando gets away with one there.
So it's 4th down. We've got a name. Justin Hall, the deep man, awaiting the Jack Browning punt. Hall starting this from the 23-yard line. And Hall to the 40, where the Gamblers will start with Deckers again at quarterback, and we check in with Jake Butt.
I know we're all tracking and waiting to see if and when Plumlee gets in the game. I was told pregame that we expect to see him play. Coach Shumlin told us he's not playing for a lack of understanding because of the playbook. He was waiting for the team late Friday night after they played their game in Columbus. He got to jump on the playbook. They said he's comfortable with the entirety of the playbook. There's not a condensed playbook, so they can run their whole offense. Shumlin told me he trusts him. I think he just thinks Deckers has been playing well thus far.
Yeah, it's hard to make that change. You're right in this game, and Deckers has been solid throughout and a little bit tall on his first down attempt to Lawrence Keys III. But Devin, Deckers, other than the pick six, has played a really nice ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. It just really makes it difficult for you to take Deckers out of the game. He's playing too well. But on that last play, the thing I talked about in the first half and early in this first half, collision those wide receivers to disrupt the timing. They did that, and it's an incompletion for the first time on an RPO.
2nd and 10 play. They keep it on the ground with Jalen White, and White only a couple over the left side. So brings up a 3rd and long. Good tackle by Tavante Beckett, who's been very solid all season for Orlando.
Chip get flat, chip flat. Monday. Ready. Ready. Right time.
On 3rd and 8. Deckers with some touch, cannot connect. His receiver was in a different spot than where that ball ended up. Caden Davis the target, and a 3 and out for Houston.
Yeah, what you're going to see here is Decker is throwing with timing, right? So when this guy turns around and tries to get back to the ball's already halfway there, but the ball is outside and he turns inside. So a miscommunication there by Decker and his wide receiver, Caden Davis.
Rivers to punt with Handler deep. Fair catch made at the 21, and Jack Plummer and the Orlando Storm offense back to work. 9:13 to go. 2nd and 10. Rolling down the sideline and complete for Badger. Now another play call.
Give me 11. Hey, cadence him here, Jack. Cadence him here. Let's go. Trips left, 62 Butch, F knife, X Okie. Cadence, man, cadence. Watch the ball, receivers.
Here we go. Trips left, 62 Butch. It's an X knife, X Okie, F knife on Orlando. Ready? Gotta go.
So Kevin, the problem here is they can't block him, so it's hard to hold on to the football. You got an Okie outside here from the X receiver.
3rd and 10. There's that receiver, but a little tall for Elijah Badger. On the longest 3rd down to go today for Orlando, they come up empty, and another 3 and out for the Orlando Storm.
So the pressure that's been put on Plummer all game, the pressure leads to this. Right now he finally has a clean pocket, and watch his posture. He's kind of leaning back, and then he sells that throw. We've seen Plummer make that throw time and time again throughout this season, but the pressure that he's experienced throughout this game is kind of making him not trust it and back out on his throws, so he can't be as active.
Both teams 2 drives this quarter. Both teams 2 3 and outs. From the 26-yard line, this return begins, and some speed. First and 10 from the 41-yard line, and there's that quarterback sprint out, and he throws it low. The pass is incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10. When we were talking with Kevin Sumlin, he said, look, the whole story with Plumlee, I had a relationship with the then head coach of the Steelers, Mike Tomlin. He said when we drafted Plumlee, he was still part of that Steelers roster. Steelers kept him on until the new organization came in, Mike McCarthy and company, and they decided that Plumlee wasn't a guy that was part of their future plans for the moment. And so he ends up now finally getting his guy, Kevin Sumlin does, in Houston. And here's that quarterback run game that you talked about, Dev, and that is the element that John Rice Plumlee brings on 11-yard scramble.
Yeah, he led his team in baseball in stolen bases, and this is an example of why right here. Just speed on the edge, and then you see nobody open, you go get the first down and then slide down safety.
And you know he's going to be able to slide with his baseball background better than any quarterback in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen several quarterbacks with a baseball background. Russell Wilson was a terrific slider. You see these guys who have played baseball before and know how to slide. Well, John Rice Plumlee not only slid, but was tackled on one day, the same day with UCF.
Yeah, he was a really good baseball player on that day, and then he threw the ball really well in the spring game. His version of a Deion Sanders double play, if you will.
He'll take off again, and not much room this time, falling forward to the 44. Now remember, they're across midfield, so this is 3rd down and 6, but they've got to go for it if they don't get the first down or kick a really long field goal.
52 and what you can see on this drive is John Rice Plumlee trying to get his feet wet, trying to get comfortable. Remember, he hasn't been live in quite some time, so getting a chance to get tackled, see what it feels like again, but now he's going to have to probably be a drop-back passer. But in the drop-back pass game, his legs are still alive. I will put a spy on him.
Ready?
Right now, 3rd and 6. An incomplete pass brings up 4th and 6. They've got to go for it in one way, shape, or form, either a field goal or a 4th and 6 play.
Head open bunch. F right.
Watch me though.
22F Reed X Denver.
22F Reed X Denver. Ready? You got Reed over here. Out, all the way out. Spivey. 52. Swing what? Hey, move out, Spivey. Move out, Spivey. You got this. Whitey. Watch out.
And a stoppage before this one gets going with a false start.
Number 85, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Hey, 11.
Boy, Spivey was involved in that from the beginning and ends up going early.
Yeah, they're trying to get him to scoot out more because he has that mandatory outside release on that play to clear out for Hall, and Plummer is trying to get him, and Deckers is trying to get him to scoot out, and he tells them that he's not going to scoot out, and then he jumps outside. That's grounds for being on the sideline.
He gave a thumbs up. I'm good.
Ready.
And the reason is because he has to clear out for the route underneath him.
So Plumlee on 4th and 11 going to try to scramble. Plumlee throwing on the run, wide open downfield, rumbling to the end zone for the touchdown. Plumlee buying time. Jalen White for 6.
Let's go.
Kevin, I know people listening, they might say, what? At any given time, he could be the best athlete. Yes, at any given time, he could be the best athlete on the field. He finds a way to get inside, outside the pocket, and then makes an explosive play down the field for a touchdown. Now, remember, when you're running around and making these plays with your legs, linemen do start to leak downfield. Is that a thing that could be challenged by Orlando?
Now with Hoyland banging the extra point. 20-17. John